good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Joker Folie. Yes, I finally learned how to pronounce the name. I was watching a video, I think it was like from GQ. It's like it was either GQ or like Wired. One of those type of companies that do like the insert thing, like tech support thing, or this insert this person reacts to these movies that are related in their field, whether it's like bank robbery, accuracy, mental illness, analyzing the Batman's rogues there, which is how I found that out. It was just a psychiatrist dude with like the most pretentious looking glasses you will ever see. No, I was remember when I saw this couple of appearances. I'm like, bro, those are the most pretentious looking glasses I have ever seen, just ever. But anyway, he was talking about like Batman's various rogues and like analyzing their mental illness, profiling them, I guess, and like diagnosing their illnesses or whatever, their issues. And like, do they actually belong in Arkham, or should they be moved to Blackgate or something? It was honestly a really great video, man. You guys should check it out. But anyway, in that video, he mentioned the full term Folie, and I was like, oh, that's how it's pronounced. But yeah, man. Honest now, you guys know with Joker 2, there was a lot of controversy surrounding this film, and with the reception of it once the film actually released. A lot of people were not happy. You guys know the movie bombed horrifically in the box office. Apparently made less money than Morbius. DC instantly pulled the plug on it, pulled it out of the box office like barely a month into its run, and instantly put it up on streaming for renting. It just dropped on HBO Max, and with literally no fanfare. I didn't see a trailer, a post, nothing that Joker 2 was coming to HBO Max in December. It literally wasn't until I went upstairs and I saw my parents watching it that I even knew that it had even been added to HBO Max. There was literally no marketing for it. At least that I saw. Not even a DC, direct post about it. I didn't even, like I said, not that I knew of it anyway. Like, a lot of people were not happy with this film. And me personally, man, which is probably, knowing me, you guys are probably not surprised by this. I personally love the movie. Did I like it as much as the first film? No. No, I did not like this movie more than I did the first Joker movie, which will obviously go more into depth on that, as well as going into spoiler discussion, where I think we'll really go into the film and some of my favorite parts of the film, man. But like I said, we'll do the spoiler-free part first. But yeah, I personally love the film. Like I said, I didn't like it as much as the first one, but I did really enjoy my time with this film, man. And honestly, after I finished the movie, I was like, what is the issue here? Like, what was it that had everyone so riled up about this movie and had such a negative, emotional, response to it, to the film once it came out? Then after I finally watched High Top's video on it, because literally right after I finally watched High Top's video on it, because he posted his video on it, I didn't watch it because spoilers. I finally went back and watched it. Then I was like, oh, okay, I can kind of see why some people would view it that way, and I think it's because I was never ever emotionally attached to either of these movies. I had no real personal investment to either of these films. These were not films that I personally resonated with or anything. Both of these films, like I said, I had no real personal investment in or attachment to either of these films. So for me, I was always just along for the ride. When I went to that movie theater, when I saw the first film, or when I pressed play on HBO Max for the sequel, man, which thankfully on HBO Max, which I think I did see a tweet about this, for the Blu-ray release. I think I do remember seeing a tweet about this. This movie on the HBO Max, I assume the same applies to the Blu-ray as well. It actually does include the IMAX footage, which thank God it does, because oh my God, it looks amazing. I don't know why more movies don't do that, man, that have been filmed for IMAX. Why they don't include the IMAX footage in either the streaming versions. Disney Plus does do that for the Marvel movies, which is great, but we don't see that for Star Wars. We don't see that a lot for WB. A lot of DC movies do not have that for either the HBO Max version or the Blu-ray version. Some of them do, like I know the Dark Knight, at least the copy of the Dark Knight that I have does have the IMAX footage with it on. While on HBO Max, the HBO Max version of the Dark Knight, the IMAX footage is not there. So there you go. But yeah, like I said, for both these movies, man, I was just along for the ride, and I think that's why I didn't really feel any of the resentment from the spite from Todd Phillips that a lot of people felt from this movie, or I was like left kind of wondering, like, why was everyone so up in arms about this movie, man? Like, this feels very in line with the first film in terms of like tone, story, everything. It feels very much in line with the first film, and I think that's why I was confused, because like I said, I didn't have any real emotional attachment to either of these movies, and for both of them, man, I was just along for the ride just to see what happens, man. And yeah, but anyway, guys, I have rambled on long enough. Let's get into the actual review stuff. But first, as you guys may have noticed, new footage. Yeah, if you guys do not follow me on Twitter, you guys know that actually Deathstroke was added as a final playable character for Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. And the game's like, and the deluxe version of the game is now on sale for like $20. So when I saw that, I grabbed it as an early Christmas present to myself. I've been playing the game, man, and honestly, I love it. Like, I love the closed beta when I got to play that as well. And I love the game here. It's fun. I'm sorry. The game is fun. I love playing as Deadshot, just zipping around on the jetpack across Metropolis. It's fun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I enjoy the game. But yeah, man. Anyway, guys. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy something different than the same Arkham Knight footage I've been using for God knows how long. But anyway, guys, let's just jump right into the actual review. So the movie is written by Todd Phillips, and of course stars Lady Gaga, Joaquin Phoenix, Harry Latte, Zazie Beetz, I have no idea how to pronounce this woman's name, Jacob Laughlin, Brendan Gleeson, and many more. In the plot of Joker Folie à Deux. Get all French up with this motherfucker. Struggling with his dual identity, failed comedian Arthur Fleck meets his love of his life, Harley Quinn, while incarcerated at Arkham State Hospital. First of all, as per usual, man, the cast is incredible. Joaquin is amazing as Arthur Fleck slash the Joker. He was amazing in the first movie. He's amazing here too, man. The dude is incredible, man. He is one of the best actors working today. You don't need to tell me that. Lady Gaga, once again, is spectacular. I think at this point, you know, after House of Gucci, after Star is Born in this movie, I think Lady Gaga has proven that she is a legitimately good actress. Like, she is not only not only is she an incredible singer, but she is a damn good actress as well, man. Like, she is incredible in this movie, man, as Harley Quinn, and yeah, she's amazing. Another standout for the cast, there's two more standouts from the cast I want to quickly talk about. Harry Latte, who plays Harvey Dent in the movie. He is amazing in the movie, man. Harvey doesn't get a lot of screen time in this movie, but he maximizes his minute as the most just like snobby, just douchebag lawyer you have ever seen, man. Like, this man just oozes douchebaggery, man. Like, he is incredible in the film. I have never seen this actor before this movie, man. If any of you guys know any other movies he's in that he's really good in, he's a lead or whatever, please leave them down in the comments, man. I need to see more of this dude's movies. He's an incredible actor, and I need to see more of him. He's amazing in the movie. Another one is Brendan Gleeson, who plays Jackie Sullivan, one of the Arkham prison guards, man. He's kind of like the main guy, at least of the prison guards, man. Always terrorizing Arthur, kind of having a somewhat friendly, I guess, if you could say that, although there is this one scene where Arthur, like, gets a little too comfortable and, like, treats him like something. It's like, thanks, but he pats in the back and he just slaps him upside the head really freaking hard. But yeah, man, like, yeah, so, like, a pseudo-friendly relationship, although, if you've seen the film, you know where it goes, which we'll talk about that in the spoilers discussion. But he was amazing as well, man. He was another amazing character. The rest of the cast, man, I thought was fantastic as well. But yeah, also Catherine Keener, if I'm pronouncing her name, who plays that plays Arthur's lawyer, man. She's incredible as well. Bless that woman's soul, because she was actually trying, man. She was actually trying to empathize with Arthur and actually trying to help him out, man. God bless her soul, man. That woman was actually trying. Anyway, so another thing that we got to talk about, man, this is probably the biggest praise I can give the film. Once again, the cinematography is godly, especially when it's done with the IMAX. When the IMAX cameras are pulled out, man. Jesus Christ, Lauren Shear, if I'm pronouncing his name right, who was the cinematographer of both this and Joker 1. I believe he also did Black Adam as well. I think that's like another movie he was the cinematographer of, which also Black Adam looked incredible as well. He was a cinematographer for Black Adam as well. The dude is easily one of the best cinematographers working today, man. Jesus Christ, does this man know how to frame a fucking shot? This, like, the first Joker movie looked amazing, man, and that once again goes here, man. There are so many just incredibly gorgeous shots in this movie, man, that there's something that you could just make wallpapers, man. This movie is a feast for the eyes, man. If you are a cinematography fiend, this movie is your crack. Okay, you will be coming to this film if that is your thing, man. Just like Sakuga fans, Sakuga fucking simps or whatever you want to call them, enthusiasts, whatever, are like simp over like Mappa shows or Shaft or fucking Mob Psycho or whatever, man. His work is that for cinematographers, along with of course Roger Deakins as well. But yeah, man, he's incredible, man. Like, get this man on a Marvel movie, man. Then again, if he was Kevin Feige, would probably rip all his vision away from it if he did. But come on, get him on a Marvel movie, man. I want to see him shoot an MCU movie. Let Marvel get some of that love, man. DC's been hogging up all the great cinematographers for too long, man. Let Marvel have some of them. But anyway, man, yeah, the cinematography is incredible, man. The production design is incredible as well. I love the look of Arkham in Folie, Deux, which I also found that actually Gotham is in New York, apparently. I don't know if it's actually like that in the comics, but they say the city of New York versus Arthur Fleck in the court case. So, yeah, Gotham is in New York. There you go. But yeah, I love the production design. When Arkham looks amazing, the rest of Gotham once again looks fantastic with the 70s, 80s style, the aesthetic they went with, man, like they did for the first film. That is once again incredible as well. Yeah, the music I thought was pretty good as well. Definitely not as strong as the first movie in terms of just the score. I don't know if I believe the same composer, who I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce her name because it's impossible, because I know I'm gonna butcher it. I believe she came back to the score of this movie as well. The score was pretty good, but nothing. But I definitely think I liked the first first movie score more than I did this movie. As far as the actual musical tracks, I thought they were all pretty good. I think like the one that was like "There's Always a Joker" and the one in the club were probably two favorite tracks. I would say those are probably my two favorite tracks from the musicals. But they're all pretty good, man. If you're into musicals, man, Joaquin is a surprisingly good singer. Lady Gaga, of course, she's in her bag in this, man. She was a singer before becoming an actress, so obviously she's in her bag whenever Harley gets to sing. But yeah, another thing I also thought was really interesting with the dinner that I was kind of pleasantly surprised by was the overall chemistry between Joaquin and Laura. And some of you might be like, yeah, no shit, man. Like, of course the chemistry is going to be good between, Joker and Harley, man. This is what the whole film is built around. Of course they have good chemistry with each other. But, none of the trailers really showed this all, man. But when I was watching it, I was like, oh, they actually have really good chemistry with it. I was just pleasantly surprised by that, man. They had really good chemistry. I was definitely pleasantly surprised by how good they work together on screen. I also love the opening cartoon they do of the movie, man. That's very much indicative of the OG Looney Tunes cartoons of the 60s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. Those golden age Looney Tunes cartoons, man. I really dug that one, man. It definitely set the tone of the movie, and it being kind of trippy, especially with all the musical numbers and everything, man. It definitely did a good job of setting the tone, man. But it was also really well animated, man. And I loved it, man. That whole little animation they did at the start of the movie, man, was really fucking good, man. I don't know whose idea that was. If that was Todd Phillips himself, someone else got the idea. Let's do this golden age Looney Tunes type commercial type cartoon going on there to start the film off, man. But whoever's idea was, they cooked. But yeah, man, the court drama, the overall court scenes themselves, man, I thought were also really well done. The movie is definitely I feel the movie is more you would probably better call it a crime drama, a court drama that's also a bit of a musical. I feel that's the best way you could describe Joker Folie Deux. It's a court drama with musical numbers. I would say is probably the most fitting term for the film, man. But the courtroom scenes themselves were really well done, man. There's one in particular that I absolutely love. That will obviously stay for the spoilers discussion, man, but with Joaquin. But that sequence was really incredible, man. I also love how they also flip back and forth between it being filmed, with normal modern film cameras, and then showing us the news broadcast version of it, where it looks all shitty and blurry, like it's filmed off of a camera from the 70s. I really liked how they would jump back and forth between those two men, and it looked really good as well, man. Courtroom scenes themselves looked really fucking good, man. And of course, the IMAX footage looks incredible, man. I'm so happy that they actually kept the IMAX footage for the Blu-ray releases and for the HBO Max version. Which, like I said, if it's on the HBO Max, I assume this is the same for the Blu-ray release as well. So, Definitely get the movie, but yeah, man. Like I remember watching that. And then you guys remember I mentioned this in my review for the first movie. How I was pissed off that I couldn't get to see the first movie in IMAX because I knew how good it looked. And I saw the trailers in IMAX theater, and I was like, oh my god, this looks so good. I have to see this in IMAX, and I didn't get a chance to. This one I didn't even get a chance to see in fucking theaters. I had to watch this shit off my small ass 30-inch TV on HBO Max, man. It was not the ideal viewing experience, man. But it looked, but either way, man, the IMAX footage looked incredible, man. Like seriously, if you guys got the chance to catch this movie in IMAX, you lucky bastards. Like that was definitely the way to watch this movie was in IMAX, man. It looked incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think that's about everything I can think of without getting into spoiler territory about the pros of the film, man. As far as cons, I think the big one for me, while I'm sure other people can give you a whole laundry list of other ones that people have problems with in the film, the ending I also loved as well. It's like, oh shit. The ending was really good, man. Apparently that was like a different ending. They like filmed multiple endings, which we'll talk more about later on, that I think they probably should have went with the other one instead, but the one we went with I thought was pretty good and was pretty good as well, is with Harley's characterization, or rather lack thereof. We really do not get much to know about Harley. And we get like some backstory about who she is, which we'll talk more about in the spoiler discussion once again. But we really do not get really a deep dive in her. Most of it's just told to us through exposition. I would have loved if they did what Todd Phillips did with the first film, with the second film, where he tricked everyone to watch. He tricked all the comic fans to watching a slow burn artsy character study in the first one, man, just like labeling it as Joker. He did the same for this one, but with Harley, we got to get inside her head. We got to learn why she came, why she was in Arkham, how she feels about the Joker and everything, man. There's a lot of cool shit that we do learn about her in this movie that I wish we actually got to see, like some flashbacks of, or just like, get inside her head and see her things through her perspective, man. I would have loved if they spent more time just characterizing Harley rather than her being like a very, very sporadic side character, almost a damn near glorified cameo at part, because she doesn't really have that much screen time as much as you would think, man. She doesn't have a lot of screen time in the film, but yeah, that's like the big one I can think of. I wish Harley got a lot more characterization that she did, and got a lot more screen time than she did, just so we can focus more on her characterization. Anyway, guys, as always, I'll give you guys my final verdict, and then we'll get straight into sports discussion. So, like as always, guys, if you guys do not want to get spoiled, leave now. Watch the film on HBO Max, and then come back here, man. But hey, for everyone else, man. Anyway, guys, overall, I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10, guys. So, like I said before, we're going to now get into spoiler discussion. So, if you guys don't want to get spoiled, leave. Now, let's talk about the ending real quick before we jump right down, because that's one thing I want to talk about, man. Where Arthur fucking dies, man. The man, like, he gets caught, like, one of the guards called me as a visitor, and the man gets fucking shanked to death, man. It was very shocking, man. I was like, oh shit. It was almost like, and if you like definitely believe into like that this was like a spiteful, this was like a spiteful movie made out of spite and resentment of Todd Phillips, of the reception of the first movie, and people treating Arthur as like he's a profound lesson, or just like giving the middle finger to comic fans, which honestly, man, if that is what Todd Phillips was trying with me, was just to piss everyone else and just be like, fuck you guys, fuck your comics, fuck your iconography, man, fuck you fuck your expectations, fuck your preconceived notions, fuck you that you want the Joker, fuck you that you don't care about Arthur Fleck, fuck you, you're gonna sit there and watch what I want, the movie I make, man. I honestly can respect that, honestly. To be having the balls of doing it, man, like I said, tricking a bunch of comic fans into watching an artsy, character set movie, and getting WB to spend $200 million in this movie, man, just as one massive fuck you to everyone, man. I honestly respect that, honestly. I respect the balls of that man as he just laughs his way to the bag, man, that he got to make the films he wanted to make. Like I said, I can respect that. If that is how you want to view, if that's how you view Joker 2, it's like just this massive fuck you from Todd Phillips to comic book fans and just, everyone who liked the first movie. And with this, it's also going to be him telling DC, be like, fuck you, I'm not making another one, I'm just going to kill Arthur here. And now, which, if like I mentioned before, one thing I wish they did focus more on is Harley's, characterization. I wish we got more screen time with her and just learn who she is, because we find out she actually isn't crazy. She admitted herself into the Arkham Asylum. Even though she is an image, she still has her PhD, her PhD, doctor or master's degree in psychology. She still has so her being a therapist and a psychologist, all that from the comics, is once again present here. Her dad was a psychiatrist. Her parents are still very much alive. It seems like she just went in here just for the fun of it, or maybe because she is a stan of Joker and wanted to get closer to him. Maybe get I don't know. She wanted to make Arthur her plaything to really her pet project to see how the dude ticks or whatever. It seems like she definitely had very much ulterior motives, which definitely kind of throws her whole dynamic right on its head. Because obviously, as you guys know, in almost every other different version of the comics, video games, movies, what have you, it's always Joker is the abuser manipulating Harley, while Harley is the victim. This time, it's the other way around, where Harley is the abuser, the manipulator, the one that and Arthur is somewhat of the victim here. Because as we find out, like I said, it seemed like she was just there for the thrill of it, just for the allure of Joker, very much like how you guys remember, if you guys are OG Spider-Man fans of the comics, you guys know that for the longest time. I don't know if this was ever retconned specifically, or if it was always the same. But as you guys remember, or when Felicia and Peter first started to get together in the comics, she only cared about Spidey. She did not give two flying fucks about Peter. In fact, when Peter got masked until reveals, she was like, ew, put the mask back on. You know what I mean? She never really cared about Peter. She only ever cared about Spider-Man. That seems to be the case here when Arthur declares there is no Joker, it's just me. She was like, all right, fuck you, I'm done. Just like the audience was all right, fuck you, I'm done. You're not gonna give me what I want, fuck you. You know what I mean? So. And honestly, man, like I said, if you want to continue on the narrative, this movie is made out of pure spite, and and it's just Topfield spouting his vitriol to fans, and just to fans and the overall reception of the first movie. This whole movie felt like that one episode of Family Guy. I know it's weird that I'm referencing Family Guy in a video about Joker 2, but let me cook man, I'm onto something. But this is something I only recently found out about, because actually recently I had some Family Guy clips pop on my feed, which then took me to a YouTuber that does basically its whole thing is just recapping Family Guys under specific compilations like times that Peter was a bad husband, times Peter was a bad father, Patrick or Brian was an asshole, these various concepts where he's just recapping various episodes of Family Guy. And one of them was this episode where we were about Quagmire and Brian's beef. When they meet up, and the whole scene where, in the scene during the dinner table is where Quagmire just goes off on Brian about how much of an asshole, a douchebag, pretentious he is, and he goes and one of the lines of stuff that kind of goes with this is I don't buy them a copy of Catcher in the Rye, and go off on some lecturing them with some 7th grade interpretation about how Holden Caulfield was a profound intellectual. He wasn't. He was a spoiled brat. That's kind of what I feel like what Todd Phillips is telling the audience about Arthur Flex, that people that think that he is this profound intellectual when he's just, a loser man-child that was abused, that's been abused and is a narcissist. Because if you go with that, Arthur is really just this loser man-child narcissist that's been abused and just been destroyed by life. Because if you want to go with that, man, that definitely feels like what's going on with Arthur. Because Jesus Christ, man, can Arthur not catch a W in this movie, man? I had not since Shinji in Ava 3.0 have I seen a movie like this where it feels like the writer is actively taking pleasure in torturing their characters, man. Because if you guys have seen 3.0, Shinji is put through the fucking ringer, man. That man could not catch a single goddamn W in 3.0. And that's the same thing with Arthur here. We learned that he was abused both physically and sexually by his mother. He gets raped by the prison guards, although we don't actually see anything. But it's kind of obvious, man. man, that he wasn't raped. He's been raped. The girl that the first birthday Sarah fell in love with was just using him the entire time. Which actually, shout out to High Top Man. Apparently, this was actually done previously in the Telltale's Batman game. Apparently, this is like the first time, or maybe like one of the more notable times where we see where the roles were reversed with Harley and Joker's relationship, where Harley is the abuser, she is a manipulator of the relationship, not Joker, which I thought that was interesting. And he's claimed that it's done like way better in that game compared to how it's done in Joker's Folie and Deux. But you have that, man, like you have like the rape and everything, man. Like it just like the man could not catch a break. And interesting thing just to go back with Harley on the ending, where he got shanked. Apparently, and this is like one thing I'm going off what High Top mentioned in his video, where he mentioned they apparently filmed like multiple different versions of the ending, and one of them was apparently going to be Harley being the one that shoots and kills Arthur, which we kind of see in one of the flashbacks. When they have like their own talk show, throughout the movie, man, that Harley's the one that actually kills Joker when they meet him on the staircase. That became his throne, and probably the most iconic scene in the entire movie was Joker dancing on the stairs. So, and then Harley was originally going to kill him there because, like I said, she had no interest in him anymore because the illusion was gone now. There was no Joker, which as well. While I do love the actual ending they went with killing Arthur and him getting shanked by the criminal he was kind of cool with, I do think him getting killed by Harley would have been the better outcome, and I think that would have been the slightly better ending. And apparently, there's like set photos of it. On Twitter, online, you can find, because he was like showing some photos of it in the video. So it looks like there is like set photos or set videos of this alternate ending, available on the internet. So you guys want to check it out. It's apparently there. But I definitely think between those two endings, I definitely think that Harley killing Joker, I think would have worked a little bit better compared to the ending we got. Both endings are great, but I think the Harley one would have worked better for the film and the themes that it tackles. Another sequence I want to quickly talk about that was easily my favorite scene in the movie is Mr. Puddles. First of all, man, the fucking voice Joaquin was doing throughout this entire interrogation with Mr. Puddles. There's like, I don't know if you want to call it like a southern Texan accent that he does while he's like, questioning him, who you guys know is the midget from the first movie that he let go. He was like, yeah, man, after he like murdered one of the other guys that was an asshole at the like circus place he worked up. He was like, yeah, man, you can go. He just let him walk. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He just let him walk and nothing happened. I completely forgot. I also kind of forgot he was in the movie, the first movie, till, he popped back. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this dude. He was in the first movie. So, you got this whole thing about him where he, first of all, just goes off for like a minute, maybe 2 minutes about his last name, Mr. Puddles, about his last name being Puddles, and if that's like legit his last name. And the judge admonishes him about this, which I'm shocked he didn't admonish about the voice he was doing, but he like did that for him just going on. No lie, bro. If I ever meet Bill Butts at a con, that's gonna be me. I'm like, bro, is that legit your last name? You must have gotten mercilessly bullied for having the last name Butts, man. But yeah, that whole scene about him going up about Puddles was hilarious. But anyway, as the scene progresses onward, you really get to see Arthur, and Joaquin portrays this beautifully in his performance. When Arthur starts to realize that he has become what he's hated, he has become the bully. Because even though Arthur did not do anything physically against him, he did not kill him, he did not maim him, he did not even touch him. Like you guys know in the first one, he let him go scot-free. He still witnessed a murder right in front of his face, and the trauma from that has made him where he's constantly scared. He can't sleep. He hasn't been able to go back to work since then, due to the trauma, due to him being so traumatized by this event. And when Arthur realized he's become the same bullies that that bullied him, the guys on the train, everything, man, it's a beautiful performance. And the guy that plays Mr. Puddles, man, did a phenomenal job here, man. As Arthur realizes this, man, this was such a good scene, man. Easily my favorite scene in the entire movie, man. It was shot really well. The performance of both him as well as Joaquin was incredible, man. And just such an amazing sequence, man. Like I said, this was easily my favorite scene in the entire movie, man. This scene was incredible. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm forgetting about that I want to talk about. Like I already talked about Arthur getting abused, him getting raped, the stuff with Harley. There's a car bomb where Arthur gets out there, but he ends up leaving, gets out of the car, and gets chased down by cops. That felt very reminiscent of that scene from the first Joker movie. But yeah, that's about everything you think about off the top of my head about Joker Folie Deux. I'm sure there's probably some scene I'm forgetting about that I'm not remembering right now, but I think it's all the major moments I want on top of the movie, man. And yeah, this was a incredible film, man. Like I said, I personally loved it, man. If you didn't like it, you know, that's your opinion, man, and all that jazz. But definitely leave your thoughts about the content. What you thought of it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave it all down below, man. And yeah, man. Anyway, guys, I've rambled on for God knows how long, probably over 30 minutes. But yeah, man. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Links, subscribe below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.